All right, so this is a Huayee HY14C. It's a Chinese mini excavator. I had been wanting one for a while. Um, it is not the lowest price mini excavator out there, but it is not a whole lot higher than the lower price ones. It has a few features that I was particularly interested in, which is why I went with this one. First and foremost is, if you do any research on these, you hear about the drive motors for the tracks blowing seals, and supposedly one of the things that prevents that from happening is if your mini excavator is equipped with case drains, which allows the pressure to come off of the motor. These motors have case drains. There's one here, there's one on the front of that one, and that was one of the main things that I was interested in. Another is that this one came with a hydraulic thumb already equipped on it, and in addition to the hydraulic thumb, it has the three-way diverter valves on both sides, so you can turn this block right here with a wrench and cause the hydraulic fluid to be diverted away from the hydraulic thumb to this port here. And if you were to add say a hydraulic cutter or a hydraulic post hole auger or something like that, you would connect it here, and the same on the other side as well, and turn the diverter valve on both sides, and then you would no longer have hydraulic fluid going to your thumb. It would go to the post hole auger or the cutter or whatever you happen to have. That was one of the things that I was interested in. I didn't want to have to add later. Another thing that I was more ambivalent about, but this one has, is a swing boom. Obviously you can swing the whole machine with the slew motor and the stick, but if you're in a spot and you just want to move just the boom left or right, you can activate it with the right pedal up or down, and the left pedal, right pedal over here, left pedal here, you can use that to activate the hydraulics at the diverter valve, either the thumb or if you add another attachment on there that requires hydraulic pressure. One of the other things that I was very interested in, and in getting one of these Chinese mini excavators, is that I wanted the cylinder on the back side here instead of on the front side, just because I figured I would wind up hitting it and destroying it. Now this Huayee, and I say Huayee because I think in Chinese they don't pronounce the H. I hear a lot of people call them Hawaiis and other things, but I want to call it a Huayee because I think that's how it's pronounced, and I saw one of the factory gentlemen pronouncing it that way on one of the Huayee factory marketing videos. But you'll notice these are good sized cylinders here. I like that. The welds are of good quality, and it's got a quick connect. Now there's a couple of, actually three, that I've seen types of quick connects out there. There's one that has a bolt that you loosen up until you can take the attachment off. Then there's this one, which is a little bit better. I think it's called semi-automatic or 3/4 automatic, something like that. But on this one, you just pull this pin here, and when that pin comes back, you have either a wrench or a pipe, and you push that, and this bar comes up and locks that pin open. And when that happens, the attachment is loose and you can drop it off. I'll add a quick video of how to put another one on it, how to put another attachment on it at the end of this video. I think I'll probably put, I had done maintenance on it, including oil change and hydraulic change. I'll add that to this video, and at the end of it I'll add picking up this attachment with the quick connect. Now I also bought 3 other attachments: a root rake, a or a rake. I'm not sure if it's a root rake, but it's a rake, a ripper, and a 8-inch bucket, narrow bucket for trenching. This is around 16 inches. Now the rake and the even the trenching bucket and the ripper are all fairly lightweight. When I change them out, and I've not got many hours on this, I've just been learning to use it. When I change them out, I just take the piece off and put them on by hand. Now this bucket right here is a good bit heavier, and most likely the way that I will put it on is by actually dropping the arm down to it and pulling it back, but I'll add that at the end of the video. So I've had this thing, I don't know, about a week. I hadn't had a whole lot of time with work to use it, but I've probably put maybe 9 or 10 hours on it, just trying to learn the controls and learn how to use it. I'm not one of those people that has a lot of prior experience. In fact, I have no prior experience on a mini excavator or any excavator as far as that goes. I've used other heavy equipment in my younger days, but I've got on there and tried to get used to it. And at first, you know, it was it took a little bit, but eventually I got the gist of it down. I've dug up several stumps in and around the yard. I'll put a video of those on. My ability to do it is a little newish on those, but I'll add it as I've learned from doing those, and I've gotten a little bit better at it as I worked. Let's see, other things about this machine. The blade here, you'll notice on a lot of the Chinese mini excavators, it's just a sheet of steel and blade shape. Well, this one is boxed in. There's 2 layers there, welded on the side, and it's pretty heavy duty, and I've pushed around with it, and it pushes. It does a really good job. You'll see when I do the maintenance part on it that under this little floor cover right here, there's access to your hydraulics. These side panels come off easy with just the bolts. Same way here, that panel comes up with 4 bolts. To get in my garage at my house garage, this is a little too tall. I had to take the top part of the cage off, but it's not too difficult. It's a little heavy, but it can come off. Back here is the engine. In this case, it is a Briggs & Stratton XR 2100, I think. It's supposed to be 13.5 horsepower. I don't know if it's particularly better than the Chinese Honda clones that they put on some of them or not. But when I got the thing, you know, obviously these come over from China in shipping containers, and they have gas in them, and it's old gas. And when it got here, it was delivered by a hotshot driver, and you know, he was having a hard time cranking it, and the float valve was sticking open. So we put some fresher gas in it, got it off the trailer, and then I took the bowl off the carburetor and cleaned that out and put some fresh gas in it, and it's doing pretty good now. But anyway, like I said, it's Briggs & Stratton. Another positive thing about it is it has some sound deadening added inside of the machine, inside of the engine compartment. It has, so usually on the cheaper ones, this right here is just a thin piece of sheet metal. Here it is actually a solid cast counterweight. So it adds a little counterweight to you, makes you have a little better operation. It comes from the factory with a hydraulic cooler, which is really nice. It also comes from the factory. This one doesn't have a pull cord. It has instead a air intake where the pull cord would be, and it's drawing air from the outside here. You can probably see a little dust where it sucks it through. So there's that. Some things that I'm going to do to it. One, while it does have some cooling added to it already, it still gets hot under the seat. There's space behind this panel right here. I'm going to take this off, cut a hole in it, and add a 5-inch fan. I've got one of those from Amazon. I think I'm probably going to put it on a switch. I've got a spot here for it. I think that would probably add sufficient cooling. I have ran it with the door open. Actually, you can take the door off by sliding it up on the hinges, but and I've ran it with the door closed. I did notice running it a good bit with the door closed, it does get kind of hot under there. So I'm gonna add that fan. That'll probably take care of that. Let's see. Oh yeah, another thing. I saw on one of the online groups a guy that sells, now you can get muffler wrap and wrap them, but a guy sells a muffler blanket specifically made for the muffler on here. So I ordered one of those from him. When it comes in, I will add that. I may add a rear light and a couple of additional lights. I haven't used this much after dark, but a little bit. It has this light right here, which is actually pretty bright, but I may add another couple of lights. The only really negative kind of thing is you see a lot of these that come with the thumb, and a lot of them will have a cross piece across here or a piece of pipe going between it. As thick as this metal is, I have, like I said, dug up a couple of stumps, and it's already starting to bend outward. So I'll probably take that thumb off and either add a plate across here, or probably I'll just drill a hole and put a pipe in, because the welder that I currently have is only a 110 welder, and I probably need beads on the outside and the inside to make it hold. So I'll probably put a piece of pipe through here, and let's see, you tighten the tracks under that plate. It has a cup holder here, which is only good for keeping coffee because it gets warm. I took this cup holder right here off of my four-wheeler. This thing was supposed to come with a cup holder very similar to this one and a phone holder. They were not with it, so they're supposed to be sending me another one. I don't know if I'll ever get around to it or not. I didn't mention it. I had purchased this machine on eBay from the manufacturer, but it did get here, and they did send it on a hot rod truck. So I mean, I didn't have to have anything to unload it, and they unloaded it. It came, I think there were at least one more. Maybe they had dropped off a couple of other ones on their route. As far as the controls, if you watch many videos of these online, you'll see a lot of these little Chinese excavators are really jerky. Now understand, the first time I sat on this thing, I was totally unfamiliar with it, and so I wanted to grab the controls and yank on them, and it was jerky. But after I used it just a very small amount of time, I was able to smooth that out. I don't yank on the controls, and it's actually as smooth as I could hope for the most part. I don't have a lot of the complaints that people do online with some of the machines about it being jerky. Like I said, those are probably the main things I'll do to it in the fairly near future. I suspect I'll put some more videos up. I'm enjoying fooling with it. I'll use it to help me when I'm cutting firewood. I've got some stuff down, and I figured that will be pretty good at holding the logs up while I saw them. Got a lot of little things around the house I want to do with it. It's been great for digging up small to medium-sized tree stumps. I want to run a trench a line out here to my camper shed for electricity, and one for water. I've got several little projects I want to do with it over time, but I guess that's about all I can think of right now. So I'm going to go ahead and let it cut and go to the video I previously made, mix them together, where I changed the hydraulic fluid, add a couple of cow magnets to the hydraulic tank, and change the engine oil. So I got the Huayee HY14C in. I'm about to bring it in the garage and change the hydraulic fluid and the oil. It's not going to fit in my garage, so I had to take the bolts that hold the roll cage out. There's 8 of them, and I'm going to take that apart and bring it in the garage and change the fluid. To get to the hydraulic tank, you have 4 bolts, one here, and 2 over there. Take those out and pull the panel up. And this is going to be our hydraulic tank here. So I went ahead and took the side covers off the top, on the back as well, to get an idea of how everything was kind of set up. And because I had a gas leak when it was delivered. This right here is the air intake for the engine. This is a Briggs & Stratton XR. It's supposed to be 13.5 horsepower. When it came in, it had, I guess, what was some really old gas in it, but it had set up for a while, and when I cut it off, or actually when it was running, gas was coming out kind of over here somewhere. There's a on and off lever down here below the carburetor. It's black, it's hard to see. So I had to cut that off. Anyway, I took the bowl off and pulled the float out and sprayed some carb cleaner up where the needle for the float opens and closes. Put it back together, cranked it up, ran it a couple of minutes, and it doesn't appear to be leaking anymore, so that was an easy fix. And we'll go ahead and take this side cover off too, just to look in here. This is the hydraulic oil cooler, and it's got a fan on it. It kicks on as soon as you turn the key on. I may add another fan, not sure. All right, so I am going to work on changing the hydraulic fluid now. I believe the drain plug is gonna be on this side, so I'll have to spin it around to have some access. All right, so I turned the machine so I could access the drain plug at the back of the machine. I've got two catch pans. Neither one of them will fit between the tracks, but I think I can take this long funnel and put it under here and send it back to the container. If I had a pump, I would just pump it out, but I don't have a pump, so we'll have to do it this way. Oh, and by the way, the drain bolt is 6mm Allen wrench. All right, so that worked more or less, mostly less, but I did manage to get the majority of it into the catch pans. In the future, either get a pump and pump it out of the top, or get a shorter catch can that'll fit under the motors, or maybe drive the tracks up on a couple of boards. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and, there's a screen in here, but I wanna take the entire top off and look on the inside of the tank, make sure that the filters are connected, and put a couple of cow magnets in there. All right, there's 2 filters in the tank. There's one down there on the bottom, and then there's this one. It was screwed on, but it wasn't tight, so I took it out to try and figure out if I can find a wrench to tighten it back up. But it kind of sets like this, and it comes off the return line, I think, from the oil cooler. And so I assume the oil comes back through it, and then it goes out through that one there. That's a couple of cow magnets. I bought a box, I think had forwarded from Amazon. These are the square ones, a lot of them are round. I'm gonna drop those in the tank to collect any metal fragments that are magnetic before I fill it back up. the oil I've got 5 gallons of Mag 1 oil. I think I got that at Lowe's. Alright, that's 2.5 gallons. Let's see where it came up to. So that's the gauge. I don't have glasses on so I can't see it. And, well, believe it or not, that put it on max. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but that little shiny spot is the top of the oil. So I'm gonna button it back up. All right, so since I've already made a mess, I'm gonna go ahead and change the engine oil out. Like I said, this is the Briggs & Stratton XR, I think XR 2100, something like that. It's supposed to be 13.5 horsepower. This is the oil drain plug. It's a 12 millimeter socket, and this is the dipstick. And since when I pull the dipstick out, the oil kind of acts like it wants to run out. So I'm thinking since the float needle was kind of stuck open when I got it, that some gas may have gotten in there, and I want to go ahead and change it. Plus, I don't know what kind of quality of oil this comes with. In my lawnmowers and most of my outside stuff, I'm in the very deep south. I run Shell Rotella T4, which is a 1540 oil, so that's what I'm going to put in here. It's I've got two zero-turn mowers. One's got like 1,700 hours on it. One's got 750. That's all that they've ever had in them. I've never had any problems with it. I think those are Kawasaki engines. Anyway, the oil pan probably is going to catch the oil a little better on this one. This part is a little further back from the drive motors. Oh yeah, it's going down into the catch pan, or at least most of it is. Some of it's splattering around. But I'm going to let that drain, and then I'm going to refill it, and I'm going to come back after I get everything bolted back together.